I recently shortchanged myself again while doing another odd job on Craigslist. What had happened was that I had responded to an ad from somebody who needed her smartphone screen fixed, and I have some experience with doing that. And I had contacted her by email and we had agreed on a price, and I was anxious to get started, and all of a sudden she goes silent. And part of the problem with doing these things on Craigslist is that you never know if silence means that they found somebody to do the job or they decided that they wanted to recycle their phone after all, not do it, or if something else came up. You never know what the case is. I try not to do this when I'm on the other side of the equation. I keep people updated. I change my mind. I found somebody else to do it. I found another solution. Um, I also see some people use this confusion to their negotiating advantage. Sometimes people they don't tell the story so that they can bend how they negotiate next. I've seen that happen a few times as well. I feel it's a dishonest strategy, so I don't do that, and I obviously don't gain anything by keeping people holding in a holding pattern. So I just tell people, I change my mind. It's no big deal. Um, but the problem is that I didn't know what was going on, and I waited about a week, and I thought she had maybe was considering a few other people. So I lowered my price, which is a mistake. What had happened was she wasn't holding on the phone for any reason. She actually had some other life issues, and she decided to take a vacation away from society, to make a long story short. I never realized people did that. When I get anxious, I tend to fire a lot of emails. I'm just the opposite. When I'm anxious about, for example, the place I'm living, I have a really disorganized landlord who often sends these crazy bills, and then I have to figure out what's going on. And right now, it's Saturday when I'm recording this. I can't speak to her until the landlord until Monday, and it's causing me to say a lot of crazy things to everybody I run across. Nothing crazy, but it causes me to want to resolve other things in my life in order to at least clear some of my plate before I talk to my landlord on Monday. But I never realized that some people behave when these things come up by being silent, and it's one of those things that you learn as you go. And one of my resolutions for next year, actually maybe before next year even starts, is I want to play around with life a little bit more, interact with people in these situations. Even if I lose a few bucks here and there, it's very cheap tuition, if you will. I mean, if you think about it, I spend thousands of dollars going to these computer gaming conferences because I learn a lot in terms of writing computer games. I lose $20 in a negotiation. I learned some human skills. So it's not the end of the world, and it was a good learning experience. And I think part of the problem is I've spent the last 2 years almost alone, pretty much, and I didn't get to explore some of these things. You have to understand, I also missed out a lot earlier in my life just because of my situation, and it was a good learning experience. Sometimes you win, and sometimes you learn. Thanks for watching.